Today we have a brand new multi-tool to the channel. I've had this a little while, but this is brand new to the channel to talk about. This is from the Empire Across the Sea. This is a MIAOKE multi-tool. Now, I do not know how to pronounce that. They do have that right there on the plier head for you. One of the cool things about this is it's a little bit almost like a white tan. So you get that whitish look. It's not a bright white, but sort of a dirty tan white. And then the white and the black. And so it sort of goes with maybe some of the other Empire themes that people might be familiar with in the culture. So I borrowed some of my son's Star Wars Lego figures, so we'll go ahead and put those out of the way. But yeah, so if you want something white and black, this is a fascinating tool. Now, we've already looked at the pliers a little bit. These look to be okay. These are spring-loaded pliers. They don't sound extremely gritty. This whole tool with all the accessories comes in around $27 on sale right now. Replaceable wire cutters, a spot where you could crimp at the bottom. Now on the outside, there will be some extra features. This right here, as we looked at some other tools, this is that wrench tool. Now, this might come in useful for those perhaps, I don't know, maybe like a bicycle tool. That's about one of the only times when I can think of that being useful, but some people might like that right there. The consequence is you do get a shorter saw, but there is the saw. These will lock on the outside. A file and a ruler. So file on the one side, screwdriver, ruler, a fairly long knife blade. On the opposite side, a set of scissors. Now, as you know, when these scissors are coated, most times I find they do not cut that well, but these cut great. Now, I don't know why, but these scissors, even though they're coated, cut really good. No problems with that whatsoever. Let's open this up, look at the inside. Let's go ahead, look at these tools. Can opener, wire stripper. This does lock. Rope cutter, bottle opener, screwdriver is what is there. On the opposing side, no bit driver, but you do get the Phillips and an awl. Yeah, so it's an okay tool set. I always prefer a bit driver. I would even, I guess, prefer a Leatherman bit driver or even a 4mm bit driver. I just like those extra options, but you do get screwdrivers on here, so you get a nice set of scissors, a pretty fine looking knife right there. It's probably not, it might be 5CR, I'm not really sure, but fine right there. But what is unusual about this tool is definitely its color scheme with the white and black. But even more unusual is you get sort of like a whole kit with this. When you open this up, it comes with this little pouch or this little zippered box. The pouch is really nothing special. It's very, very basic. On the inside, you get this 1/4-inch adapter that does fit, apparently. I'd forgotten about this. Has been sitting, waiting to be reviewed for a fair amount of time. Move this out of the way. All right, get this out. All right, so we've got the adapter out. Let's get the right side. Put that on there. Put this here. Yeah, there you go. You're set to go. So if you don't mind carrying the extra screwdriver, bits, and adapter with you, it does work fine for that purpose. I do think it's a unique tool, basically just because of its color. You do not get a lot of white multi-tools. I know some people will hate that. They'll say color means nothing. But for some of you, that might be just enough for you to say, hey, for $27, I would sort of like to pick that up. So I was looking on Amazon. This does come in pink, silver. Also, yes, they do say it has a lifetime guarantee. I'm not sure how you know if that actually works or not, unless you break one and send it in. I would not trust that, but they claim to have a better guarantee than Leatherman. What do you know? I do like how they have all these instructions: 440A main knife, 440A dolphin style scissors, 440A sawing knife. So there is all these tools that we have looked at on here, and then they give you the instructions and how to use them. Now, if you are interested in a Star Wars EDC or a multi-tool theme, perhaps this one right here is one of the best multi-tools you can get from across the ocean, from the Empire across the ocean, rather. This is the Warna, and this will copy sort of a clone of the Leatherman Free series and the Arc series in one. I really like the plier head. You can take this apart for cleaning and put it back together. I've never tried it, but from what I hear, you can. I think some people have said it is very hard to do, though. Replaceable wire cutters. You could probably use these as crimpers, although these are hammer ends, just like in the Leatherman Free series. Everything will be on the outside. On this one right here is actually D2. I do find that a little bit harder to flick out. I don't find it super easy to, but you have the D2 knife. Then you can access the Phillips screwdriver, this package opener, the almost like that pry tool, serrated blade with a gut hook, which is a nice feature, saw, scissors on the inside, file, screwdriver, awl, wire stripper, can opener. It's a really nice complement on this one right here. On one of them, my scissors did not work that great, but I think on this one, they actually do work pretty good. Let's go ahead and try these out. Yeah, these are really good scissors. Really nice. Actually, I don't know if the scissors were the problem. I think one of the screwdrivers on the first silver version I got did not lock into place, but these do. So these are really nice. So I have not taken this apart. I don't know if it can swap out with Leatherman's Free series exactly, but I know some people have, I think, used some of the components and swapped them out. Really nice tool. Now this one, I was pretty sure Dawson from Decoyu said it was disappearing, but now I do see it on eBay listed. I will try to leave a link. It will be a very long link, but I'll probably put it at the bottom of the more section in case you're interested in picking this up. Also, it might be on one of the previous websites from Decoyu Tools. This will run you around $89 on the previous Decoyu's website. And on eBay, I think it's around $130 or so. This is a very nice tool, but it is pretty pricey. One of the most interesting things that come off of Walmart's website recently has been their Uberall. This is the shears version. This right here is a little bigger than the Leatherman Micra, but it's a very similar concept. It doesn't cut quite as good as some of the other scissors we've seen, which is a little disappointing. It can cut paracord, but it's not quite, there we go. If you hit it just right, it can cut, but not quite as good as some of the other scissors. Probably not even good as Nextool's very small, their S0 scissors. This right here, got the scissors. We've got this ivory is what they call it, but it is pretty much white with the red. Looks a little different. Now onto the outside, we do see some other negatives. I had a file on mine that apparently was glued and came unglued. It is no longer here. I've barely used this. I have used it just for demonstrations on some videos, but the file is already gone. I've carried it in my pocket a couple times. It's probably in my drawer right here, the file somewhere. Ruler markings, tweezers, the clip, and then I attached the Leatherman bead to add a bit driver on mine. On this side, serrated blade, a package opener, the Oz 8 blade. Then on the interior, there's a Phillips driver, a can opener of sorts, if you believe that. Yeah, bottle opener. So a pretty cool looking tool. It's just mine has not held up that well, which is disappointing because as far as the looks, I think this is a really nicely designed multi-tool that checks a lot of the boxes people might want for a very small tool. This comes in around $29. So a little crazy that these two right here are basically the same price. If you wanted to add something for your Star Wars collection, a multi-tool to sort of blend in, Of all these, definitely this Warna looks the most light. And then you do have the black blade on that side. These are a little bit more ivory looking, but still they are a little rare to see these in the multi-tool world. I thought all these were fascinating options for something that's just a little different when the normal fare of silver and black get a little too boring.